Hello champs, this is Meghavarshini Saravanan making you the video, and in this session we are going to see about the mitotic division of the cell cycle. And let's enter into the session. This is nothing but it would have two phases or two stages, namely interphase and the mitotic phase. Interphase is the longest phase of the mitotic division and it contains three stages, namely G1, S and G2. G1 is nothing but growth phase or the gap phase, and G2 is nothing but growth phase or gap phase 2, and S is the synthesize phase. Each phase would have an peculiar function to get achieved. And next we move to the mitotic cycle, that is it involves stages, namely prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. This topic is very important because in whatever competitive exam we might see, example NEET and any other eye care examinations, of course we might expect some questions from these topics. So this is highly important topic and it needs a keen and a complete observation. So put all of your focus and stay tuned here. First is that growth phase 1 or the gap phase 1. What happens in this phase is very important. Here all the required proteins, carbohydrates, RNA, lipids are synthesized here to get ready for the cell division. So when there is a nutrient deprivement or if the cell is impotent to move to the synthesize phase, it enters into a quiescent center called G0 phase. Here it is mentioned as G0 phase, right? So if the G1 in G1, if the cells are impotent or they are not eligible to move to the synthesize phase, they enter into the G0 phase. G0 phase is the quiescent center. In this, the cells do not proliferate, that is they do not multiply. They remain as set until they are called on for proliferation. Why this happens is because of the nutrient deprivement, and there must be question that how do the nutrient deprivement is found in the cells. They don't have any inspector or the surveyor to measure this. There is a protein called cyclin which measures the nutrient content or which determines nutrient content of the cell, whether it is eligible to get promoted to the synthesize phase or not. So if it is not eligible, it enters into the quiescent stage called G0 phase. Okay, and if the eligible cells, if it is highly eligible, it moves to the synthesize phase. Synthesize phase is a phase in which there will be the synthesis, it is replication or the proliferation of the DNA. At this stage, the DNA content of a haploid nucleus get increased from 2C to the 3C. C is nothing but it is the measurement of the nuclear material in the DNA in terms of picogram. And next is that G2 phase. G2 phase is gap 2 or gap phase 2 or growth phase 2. In this, all the organelles are synthesized in the cell. And in this phase would have an important factor, that maturation promoting factor. Due to the presence of this maturation promoting factor only, the cell is ready to enter into the mitotic phase. Okay, so be clear with these points. And the highly important bulletin 1 mark question, the half mark question to be noted is that the duration of the G1, S and G2 phase. The duration of G1 phase is 5 and S is 7 and G2 phase is 3. Okay, 5 plus 3 plus 7. So approximately this 5 plus 3 plus 7 takes nearly 15 to 16 hours, right? It's 15 hours. And then the mitotic phase is very small, is a short phase. It ends in 1 hour. Okay, for this complete mitotic cycle, the time requirement, the duration requirement is 16 hours. So now let's move to the mitotic phase. So this image portrays the interphase, that is G1, S, G2 and the mitotic phase. So similarly, that is this is a different representation of this interphase and the mitotic phase. So G1 is growth, S is synthesize, DNA synthesis, something was synthesize phase, and G2 is growth and preparation of mitosis, and finally M is the mitosis cell division. So what is the speciality of mitosis is that imagine that if the parent cell is 2n, and after this mitotic cycle, the what the progeny we got is that very very important. In mitosis we would get two individuals, two daughter cells with same 2n, with same chromosome number. There is no change in the chromosome number. But for meiosis we would get four daughter individuals, but they would have a chromosome number half to that of their parent. So this is such a notable point, and it might be asked in any competitive examinations also. So already I have mentioned that in the mitotic phase, that is cell division, we would have four phases, namely prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Here also what is the important factor is that what happens in what phase. This is the question, and this is how we should answer. First one is that prophase. In this prophase what happens is that usually in the nucleus the chromosomes will be in the form of chromatids, a thin thread like structure which is not visible. So at this prophase what happens, the nucleolus disappears, the nuclear membrane disrupts, and all the cell organelles get vanished. Here the chromosome gets condensed, the chromatid gets condensed to the form of chromosome. Okay, and next phase is that metaphase. And while seeing about the prophase, it is an important point that in this chromosome we would have a specialized structure called as a centromere, and from this centromere only the microtubules arise. So these microtubules actually they arise from the centrioles. From this centrioles the microtubules arise, and they are caught with the they stick or attach with the spindle fibers. Okay, and in this metaphase what happens, the chromosomes, the condensed chromatids called chromosomes get arranged in the middle of the nucleus, or at the equatorial plate, or the metaphase plate, or the division plate. So see, they are arranged in the middle. At the equatorial plate they are arranged. So this is the perfect stage to have a study about the chromosomes. Scientists prefer the metaphase stage to have a study of the chromosome, and this is also an important one mark question. So at the metaphase the chromosomes arrange at the middle, and already I have mentioned that the microtubules arises from the centrioles, and they are caught to the spindle fibers, right? This spindle fibers arise at the poles at this metaphase only. So at this metaphase with the help of microtubules, the chromosomes are arranged at the middle, and the microtubules are attached to the spindle fibers. And anaphase. At this anaphase the division of the centromere occurs. So how do the centromere divide is that very very important. It divides in a longitudinal phase. Longitudinal is it is a vertical cut. So simultaneously all the chromatids divide longitudinally. So even in this phase what happens, the sister chromatids divide, and this is the important point to be noted. And based on the chromosome structure, it might form different sister chromatids of different alphabetical letters like V, J, I, K, etc. So that is what I wants to mention here, is that everything is a longitudinal division, but how do these variations in the chromosome or the final after the division, how do the variation appear is that it depends on the nature of the chromosome, how the chromosome is formed, the content structure is formed. Okay, it might be that is it depends on the nature of the chromosome. It might be a metacentric, submetacentric, acrocentric or telocentric. Metacentric is that the centromere is at the middle of the chromosome, and at submetacentric it is not at middle and near to the middle. Telocentric, telo is the last. Telo refers to last, so it is at the last end of the chromosome hand. And acrocentric is that it appears to be a capped structure at the end of the centromere. That is, imagine the telomere with a cap at its end. That's it. So based on these different types of chromosomes, there might be different alphabetical letters formed at the end of the anaphase. So this anaphase ends with the separation of the sister chromatids to the two opposite sides of the cell. And how do this anaphase come to the end is that by the help of anaphase promoting factor, which is nothing but the protein. There will be a protein suppression, so that this cycle comes to an end. Finally, we come to the telophase. At this telophase, the chromosomes are aligned at the end of the cell. So this is the telophase. And after this telophase, for animal cells, how do the two cells form is that in the plasma membrane it contains a protein called a contractile protein, namely actin and myosin. Due to this contraction, what happens, they establish a furrow or a cleavage between the two cells. So this furrow deepens and it forms two new progenies or the two new individuals. And if it is for plant cell, what happens, the phragmoplast appears in between these two formed cells. This phragmoplast is like a cylinder or a barrel shaped, and it contains the vesicles from endoplasmic reticulum and the Golgi apparatus, which is highly rich in carbohydrates. So carbohydrates is nothing but cellulose, the cell wall forming material. And the other thing is that microtubules is also present in this phragmoplast of the plants. So what happens after the maturation, this microtubules move in a centrifugal manner, that is away from the center, and the vesicles present at this phragmoplast forms the cell wall, namely the primary wall, secondary wall, middle lamellae, etc. So this forms the outer coat, that is the cell wall material and the cell wall of the plant cell. So this is what I have to explain you guys. I think it is better to prefer our 11th and 12th books for the complete understanding of this topic, and this topic is highly important. So thank you one and all. Hope that you might have got some information regarding the mitosis. If any clearance in that, this video will again be published in Tamil language. Thank you.